Hey y'all. So I wanted to do a continuation from yesterday, if I can remember all the details, because anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day. I got on my green. Yay! Yay! Believe it or not, I do have some Irish in me. I do. British, Irish, West Indian. I'm a United Nations. I'm a little bit everything. um, So, as I told you yesterday, people join the group because they're trying to find a bed mate, a bed warmer. Okay? They're not going to be serious about you. They just want to play with you. You're going to be their little play toy until they find something they deem better. Okay? One girl, and I mentioned this, I don't know if I was more detailed enough, but she went to one of the groups and left early because there weren't any cute men there. That's not the purpose of the group. That's not the purpose of the group, okay? But like I said, people are looking for bed warmers. I don't know why, but that's what they do. And there has been some inappropriateness going on. There has been violations going on. There's at least two women that I know of. One was going after a guy that was in a relationship. He's no longer in a relationship, but she didn't care if he was in a relationship or not. She was going after him. And he was okay with it because he enjoyed it fed his ego or whatever, which is kind of crazy. That's what your partner is supposed to do, make you feel good or whatever. And she didn't care that he was involved with someone else. She didn't care. Another one is involved with a married man. She's been involved with him for 4 years. He has a lot of money. She likes money. And she's not leaving him anytime soon, even though he's supposedly gonna get the divorce. He ain't did it in 4 years. So chances are he's not going to do it. All right. He's not really in a hurry to do that. So what she's going to do, and what she's been doing, is she gets money from him because he owns his own business and he makes a lot of cash. So what she does is she accepts cash from him. She's still doing him. Okay. She's still involved with him romantically, sexually, taking his money at the same time and trying to sleep with not even sleep with, let's just keep it real, trying to do one of my guy friends. All right. So let's go to New Year's. A few months ago, right? Which seems like, wow. This same person who's involved with the married man and taking as much money as he's willing to give her, she threw her tongue down my guy friend's throat, even though he told her, I'm not interested in you like that, just friends. She don't care. She's still trying to get with him. She don't care what he said, in one ear and out the other. So everybody had something to gossip about because the meetup group, they love to gossip. They love to gossip, okay? So they had something to talk about because the two of them are, in front of everybody. And I said, well, why did you, and he was upset about it. And I said, well, why'd you kiss her back? Well, she started kissing me. That don't mean nothing. You could pull back. Like, hey, we not on that page. With somebody like her, you have to have strong boundaries. But then again, she don't have strong boundaries because she's messing with somebody else's husband. And I'm not judging for that. Nobody's perfect. But at the same time, and you're fussing that he's not getting a divorce, he ain't did it in 4 years. He ain't going to do it in another 4 years, probably. Okay? He don't want to split all that money. He ain't dumb. So you're complaining, but you signed up for this 4 years ago. And while he's giving you money, you trying to get with somebody else, and you're telling my guy friend, you're telling him about your sexual exploits, and we do role play, and he ties me up, and she showed a picture of her boobs to him, my friend. At the same time, she's involved with this other guy, so she don't really know about boundaries anyway, truth be told. And I told him, I said, you have to, when you have all these long conversations with her on the phone, in her mind, you're in a relationship. Because friends, unless it's female friends, sometimes females get on the phone, they talk for a long time. But guys don't usually do that unless they're involved with the person, because you got to get to know each other, right? So obviously you're going to be asking each other questions, or where are you from? You know what I mean? Or you're going to arrange for dates. If you're not a phone person, you're going to arrange dates and you're going to see them in person, whatever the case may be. So he was upset about um the tongue down the throat thing in New Year's, on New Year's. And I said, why don't you tell her? I've already told her. I said, somebody tried to do that with me. He was acting like a Saint Bernard after our date, and I was so I was so creeped out by him. I will never forget him, and not for good reason. I mean, not for, I won't remember him for good reasons. Sometimes you remember people for bad reasons, right? I was creeped out by him. He was the type of guy that would tie you up in the basement of his house and do things, torture you and stuff. He's one of those. He just creeped me the hell out. And then afterwards, he tried to be a Saint Bernard. And that doesn't make a person less creeped out, okay? You're being a Saint Bernard. That's gross. Ew. Doesn't he? Not even that he doesn't know how to kiss. I don't want to kiss you. I'm not turned on by you. You're creepy. Move right along. So after he was, my friend was telling me about the kiss, the tongue down the throat thing for New Year's, I said, eventually, she's going to grab your junk because she doesn't have any boundaries. And she has no business taking money from this other person while she's simultaneously and being sexual with them while she's trying to be sexual with you at the same time. Because if he knew that, he'd be upset about that. And she can't really be upset about the fact that he's still married, because you signed up for that. You knew he was married when you took your panties off the first time. And you did it for 4 years, and you continue to do it. You can't complain. That's what you signed up for. So I told him, be careful, she'll grab your junk because she doesn't have any boundaries. Well, sure enough, she grabbed his junk last night. I said, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you she was going to do that? I told you that. So he swatted her hand away, and then he got up from the table and went and talked to these other two girls at the bar. I started laughing. I said, ooh, she gonna feel that. He said, yeah. I said, what was her reaction to that? He said she was quiet after that. Now, here's the thing. All right. A violation of someone's body is not proper, whether it's a guy or a girl, because if a guy did it, and other guys that are a little under the influence, because they're more likely to protect a woman if they're buzzing, all right, sometimes and sometimes not, it depends. But I've seen a time or two where guys had to address another guy because he was out of line. Okay? Like, dude, chill. And the guy's trying to explain himself. He's like, I get it, but what you're doing, chill. All right? Chill. So it's a violation if a man does it to a woman. It's a violation if a woman does it to a man. It does not matter what the gender is. Your behavior is unwelcome. You touching this person is against their will. You can't do that. It's called sexual assault. If he wanted to, he could bring charges on her. He won't. But he could bring charges on her for that. Okay? It's weird. How many times does a person have to tell you that they're not feeling you like that? Don't violate somebody. Don't jump up in their personal space. Don't grab them. Don't touch them in areas you shouldn't touch. And there's another guy that does that dumb shit. His name is Joe. That's his real name. I don't give a shit. That's his real name. He does the same thing. All the women in the bar are fair game. He's not even part of the group. This is a meetup group in Jeff City. He's not even part of the group. But honey, he gonna touch women in the group. Oh yes, he will. And he's been doing it. And I said, I've only hung with them once. I said, let him try that with me. Let him try that with me and see what happens. I got no problem grabbing him by the throat and telling him, I know that you touch other people, motherfucker, but you're not going to do that to me. I got no problem telling him that. You want to get stupid? Let's get stupid. Let's go. You're not going to sexually assault me, because other women don't say nothing to him. He pinches you on the butt. He grabs your butt. He tries to touch your boob. He does this routinely. And I have said to that facilitator, who's a nice person, I think he's cool. I have said, I asked my friend, I said, well, has B, that's not his real name, has B not addressed that with that person? No, because he's not part of the group. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everybody want to be King Dingling. Everybody want to be a facilitator. Everybody wants to have their own group. Everybody wants to be hot shit. But one of the responsibilities that you have is you are supposed to protect the people in your group. So if somebody in the group is doing something dumb, they will be addressed or they will be booted out of the group. Well, this applies to people outside of the group too, because they're negatively impacting. Get your feet off of me. They're negatively impacting people in the group, even though they're not part of the group. That's even worse. Well, it's bad either way you look at it. He likes grabbing people up and touching them and this and that and the other. I said, I wish he would. I wish he would. You will get addressed in front of everybody. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. I got no problem pushing you against the wall and saying, look here. I heard about you. You ain't doing that with me. Do you understand me? Look at me. Do you understand me? And he will, for the first time, be addressed on his behavior, because other women are not addressing him. They're telling other people in the group. And one of the girls that he grabbed a handful of her behind, she sat with her purse next to him, or next to her, to where the purse is a barrier, so he can't really touch her, as he can't get a handful like he'd like to. No. That's not the way to do it. No. You address his ass. Okay? You address him yourself, or you have a guy address him, or whatever the case is, or you tell the bar, and the bar can kick his motherfucking ass out. Again, if you don't like cussing, get out of here. We're not 5 up in this room. Anyway, so bottom line is, don't be touching people when your touch is not welcome. Don't be shoving your tongue in someone's throat when it's not welcome. That person already told your hard head that they're not feeling you like that. Let it go. Let it go. Because some people aren't going to be so nice. And I'm going to tell you, the one girl, I'm surprised at her, because she used to be military. She knows how to do all kinds of things to you, where your behind will be on the ground, on your back, staring up in the ceiling. Before you could say 2 words, your ass will be on the ground. So I'm surprised she didn't address him physically. Or address him one time and say, the next time you do that, you're going to get yourself in a world of trouble. She was in the military. She knows how to handle weapons. She knows how to kick your ass. She knows how to do all kinds of shit. And she let him get away with that. Look here. Look here. We ain't doing that. Let him try it with me. Let him try it with me. Go ahead. Try it. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. So, everybody's got one thing on their mind, and one thing only. And if other people are okay with it, well, then that's on you. But again, that's not the purpose of the group. But people make the group whatever they want. Another thing I want to address, which is really, I don't even know the word. It's fucked up. There's no other way to put it. I mentioned this in the comment of my last video. I made a novel. I wrote a novel to one of my subbies. I think, yeah, you're one of my subbies, I believe. Anyways, thank you for watching my videos. There are 2 women in the group who want to screw the life out of my guy friend. The only problem with that, he's not feeling them like that. And one of whom, he didn't know she was feeling him like that. And the other one, they went out a couple of times, and she said, how come? She's kind of a bulldog. She goes after you hard. Okay? She will scare guys if they're not prepared for that. She's a bulldog. And she was like, bulldog as in aggressively going after the person she wants. She ain't trying to have you resist or whatever. You need to get with the program. You need to, let's go. Which doesn't usually work with people either. That's kind of weird. And finally, after her little sexual comments and her trying to do a lap dance for him and with no underwears on, this is the type of shit that goes down. She said they went out to eat, and she said, why haven't we gone on dates? Why are we just friends? And he said, because you have a strong personality. You got a really strong personality. He has a strong personality too. That's why me and him have butted heads on many occasions, and I've told him off many times. But the reality is, when shit hits the fan, I'm there for him, and vice versa. We're there for each other. Even though we tell each other where to go and how to get there, we're still there for each other, whereas other people aren't. So with that being said, there were 2 times he was in the hospital. One time with the ehrlichiosis, which is a disease that you get from a tick that has that bacteria. They bit an animal that had that bacteria. The bacteria is now in their system. So when that tick bites you, you're going to get that illness. And he did. He ended up in the ER. His body went into shock. Shock is when your body mishandles an infection and your body starts to attack itself. So you start to bottom out. Your organs begin to fail. Your blood pressure bottoms out. It's a life-threatening situation. And that what was going on with him. And he had to have 2 IVs, and he had to have all kind of medicine, everything. So long story short, he got admitted to the hospital. Don't you know, both of those women broke their neck to see him in the hospital. When I was in the hospital, I did not exist. Not that I need you up in my face. I go through everything alone anyway, unless my friend's there. Like I said, we got each other's back because nobody else is reliable. Okay. That's just a sad reality. They were up his ass when he had ehrlichiosis. He didn't ask them to come visit. They decided to go visit him. When I was in the hospital, twice. Yeah. They never came to see me. I wasn't even I wasn't even a blip on their radar screen. No text. They got my phone number, or used to have it. No text. No, how you doing? We coming to see you. Nothing. And I asked my guy friend in New York, I asked him, are they all over him because they want to have sex with him? And he said yes, without hesitation. Yes. I don't have a penis. Unless I've grown one within the last 10 minutes, which I doubt that I have, okay? Weirder things have happened, but I don't think I have one. Because I don't have one, I'm irrelevant. So if I had something bad happen to me, or I went into shock, or almost died, or died on the table in the OR, and they had to resuscitate me, they wouldn't give a flying rat's ass. So you worship dick, but somebody else who's going through surgery, she's a woman, so we're not really, we don't care about that. One of the chicks, he didn't even know, my friend didn't even know that she was feeling him like that, because my face is itchy. He came out the woodworks, or she came out the woodworks one day and said, I wondered why you never hit on me. She was another one having sex with a married man. She was seeing another guy. How many dicks do you need at the same time? What are we doing? Pulling a train? What's going on? What is happening? How many men do you need up in there? What the fuck? And it's so disrespectful that they ran to see him because he's got a ding-a-ling, and they didn't give me 2 thoughts. But one of them also almost let my dog die in her car because Milo locked the door accidentally in the truck, and the AC wasn't working as well. And she was perfectly okay with her son not helping my friend get a ride back to his house so he could get the spare key. And it was just, so she was okay with my dog dying. So why would she care about me being in the hospital? Okay. These are the types of individuals that are in meetup groups. It's all about, what can you do for me? That is the reason why I said, if you're married and you're having problems and you want to throw in the towel, you better god dang think twice. Because it's a user world. It's a dog eat dog world. Everybody's all about what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? Not I want to share my heart with you. I want to share my penis with you, or I want to share my vagina with you. It's all about those things because that's a priority over every fucking thing. I remember saying on one video a really long time ago about I was addressing people's obsession with sex. And I remember saying, I watched a video about a lady who's dying. She lives alone. She's dying. I don't remember what disease she has, but she's terminal. And I remember saying in the comments under the video, and I can promise you, getting laid is the last thing on her list of things to do. Okay? That's on the last of her list. Some things are bigger than that. I know that's impossible to imagine, but there are some things that are way bigger than that. When my friend almost lost his life, he wasn't thinking about tits and ass. Just saying. Of course, he didn't realize he went into denial about how sick he really was. He knew he was sick. He knew he was feeling crappy, but he didn't want to accept that he was close to dying. If he didn't go to the ER, it would have been a bad scene. That little tiny insect could cause you to lose your life if you don't respond quickly to how bad you feel. He wasn't thinking about tits and ass. Because there's things bigger than that. I know, that's so shocking. Oh my God. There are things that are more important than that. One day your parents are going to die. One day you could almost die. One day someone in your family or you could have a terrible car accident. Somebody's going to have a miscarriage. I mean, there's things that are bigger than boom, 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 boom. Some things are bigger than that. People need to grow up. You could turn down the best potential friend, somebody who could be your best friend, because of how stupid you're acting. You may lose the best friend that you've ever had in your life because you're focused on the wrong goddamn thing. The person got turned off and said, I'm out. I'm not talking to you anymore. Your head's in a gutter and I'm done. You're going to lose out on somebody who would be there through thick and thin because your mind is in the wrong place. Some people are willing to take that chance. I'm old enough and mature enough that I know what's important. And banging is not on my to-do list. Okay? I've got celebrity boyfriends that I've never done. Sometimes I don't remember their name, but they're still my boyfriend, my celebrity boyfriend, okay? Yeah. So we just got to grow up, and we have to really, really, really self-analyze and find out what is truly more important. What is a priority in our lives? Not using other people for money and sex. What's more important than that? Who are you as a person? Are you growing or are you growing backwards? Where you're getting younger by the day and you're acting stupider by the day because you're young and inexperienced. You're going backwards in life instead of becoming a mature adult with bigger priorities. What are you contributing to the world besides your naked body? What else are you contributing? Would you run into a house to save a dog, or a burning house to save a dog, or to you call 911 and maybe help get somebody out of the house who's near the window? You know, you guys could make some kind of makeshift net for them to fall in. I mean, would you get involved with that, or would you just be filming on your phone? Again, building on fire. Some things are bigger than boom, boom, boom. We got to grow up. We have to grow up. Seriously, we got to grow up. I'm not saying don't enjoy sex. If that's what you're into, cool. If you're into banging people, cool. But there's more to life than that. There's a lot more to life than that. And I can promise you, I could research it. But I can promise you, if I were to research on hospice nurses, what are some of the things that people say on their deathbed? Getting laid more is not going to be one of them, because the curtain is about to close. This is the final act. Okay, you're leaving the world. I'm pretty sure you're not going to say, wish I boned more people. Unless your mind is so far gone that you can't think past the nose on your face, which is sad. If that's the only thing you care about, that's sad. So I don't know how my friend's going to handle this situation with this person who keeps violating him, which is what it is. It's a violation. I did tell him that when you have these long conversations with her on the phone, in her mind, you're her boyfriend. Because that's what couples do. They spend a lot of time on the phone together, getting to know each other, laughing, and the whole bit, planning their next get together, next vacation, whatever. When you spend all that time with her, she thinks that you're her man, regardless of what you say. So you're going to have to figure that out. I, at one point, got in mega protective mode because he is my friend and I do care about him. And I started to address her myself. And then I said, you know what? You know what? He's an adult. I will let him handle it. He is so mouthy with a lot of things, but he's not mouthy when he should be. And when someone is violating you, which is what it is, it's not welcomed, therefore it's a violation. He will not say anything to her. He said, well, I told her. But that goes in one ear and out the other because she doesn't care what you told her. I said, if it was happening to me and the person was getting worse and worse, and the facilitator of the group was not addressing that person, which is what their responsibility is, I would no longer go to the group. Just, you're going to hear a weird noise in the background. I would no longer go to the group. It's just that simple. You don't know how to act? I'm either going to address you myself, and I will address it in a way that you're not going to like. Okay? Or, and if you keep on, I won't come to the group anymore, or I'll just quit going altogether, period, so I don't have to be in that situation where I have to cuss you out in front of God and everybody. So, respect. Let's have some respect. Let's bring manners back. Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm not interested in you sexually. Okay, my bad. I understand. I respect that. Let's go back to manners. I know it's old-fashioned and stupid now, but let's go back to it. Let's go back to that. Okay? Let's go back to that. Hey, Mai, come here. Are you going to say hi to people on the camera? Come here, boo. Come here, Snooky Bear. He don't want to because he's tired. Mr. Handsome. So let me tell you what he did yesterday, and I'm going to let y'all go. He had a bath. He didn't like it. I don't care. I put conditioner on his fur. It smells delightful, and it's silky. It makes his fur silky soft. It's really good for him. Well, he didn't want me drying him with the towel. I dry him with the towel before I use the professional blow dryer. It's a pet dryer specifically for pets and their fur. Well, he didn't want me blow drying him with the towel, and he got mad. So he had a temper tantrum. Terrible twos. He is two in a couple months. Ran around like a fool, 100 miles an hour. Vroom, 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 growling at the top of his voice, basically yelling at me. Okay? So instead of getting mad and escalating the situation, I waited until he had his sissy fit. And he was growling at me at the top of his lungs. And he was just having a fit. So I waited till he was done, and I said, are you done? Can I finish? Thank you. Parenthood, I'll tell you. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. And he don't want to say hi. He's just being unfriendly right now. Whatever. Butthead. Anyway. Oh, one more thing for the girls, ladies. Honey, I went out for St. Patrick's Day, even though I wasn't allowed to. I don't care. I'm grown. I put green eyeshadow on, and it's glitter, and it's gorgeous. It is, but your feet are pushing on me, you dingy. That glitter tears my skin up. It makes me itch. So I'm gonna do one of two things. Well, I'm gonna get Physicians Formula or Almay shimmer, which isn't going to be the same. It's not going to shimmer like a regular glitter. It's not. But some sparkles better than none. And the next time I use the regular glitter, I'm gonna take Zyrtec ahead of time and see if that cuts back on the itching. Because you do that number, and next thing you know, the glitter's, you're scratching the glitter off, and you just don't want to do that. You just don't want girl problems, I swear. Anyway, you guys take care. Much love. Respect people. Respect their wishes. Because you're going to get hurt, or you're going to get physically hurt, or you're going to get cussed out. You're going to get something, and you're not going to like it. If that person's not receptive, leave it alone. All right? All right. You guys take care. All right. Let me see if I get this to work. All right. Bye.